Yeah, I'll be down a bit. I'm just gonna film that reaction video to that poll that I put out on my YouTube. Yeah. What's that? First impressions? No. It's the last option that won. Are you sure? Oh, I wish you could told me that sooner. Word to your mother, my name's Steve, this channel is Fragrance Riches. Thanks for tuning in. Now today I'm giving you what you want, well, most of you what you want, because I did a poll recently on my Facebook community feed to ask you what you wanted me to do with all of the Parfums De Marley samples that I've got. And the majority of you said that you would like me to do a first impressions video of all of them in one video. So I'm gonna have to keep this quick and snappy because I've got 6 of them that I want to do, so we don't want to spend too long on it. So one of the samples has come from a subscriber, so thanks to them. The rest has come from Marcus from the Instagram page PDM UK. I've previously mentioned it before because he is where I bought my bottle, my retail bottle of Parfums De Marley Leighton. So I got that from him and I highly recommend it. He's definitely got the best prices that I could find, and yeah, great customer service. So I'd check him out. So let's crack on with this then. First up, we are going to do the one sample that I haven't got from Marcus, and it's a subscriber had it. They've obviously used it and there's a tiny little bit left, so they sent it to me with some other things, and it is Parfums De Marley, obviously. It's Oajan. Now, not smelt this, not smelt. The only one here that I might have smelt before, I think I smelt with Chris on his channel, is Carlisle. Might have smelt one of the fresher ones like Galloway or something on it with him as well. But I'm going to be spraying it on skin because I just think it does it much more justice, and I don't like smelling stuff on paper. So I'm going to have to be going up my arms. I've kept them clean today. That's already got one spot on, so I'm going to probably end up going all the way up to my shoulder. So I'm going to try and space it out. Anyway, let's do Oajan. So let's see what this is like. I'm not going to kind of tell you all about the notes, etc. I might put them on the screen if I can be bothered. But wow. Cool. Wow, that's strong. It's got like a sort of, what's that, like aniseed? It just reminds me of sweets, like a licorice aniseedy kind of thing going on. Wow, I mean it's attention grabbing, it's alluring, I'll give you that. It will certainly get attention, but I'm not sure about the feedback. I can imagine it might settle down and be a little bit more balanced and smoother, but yeah, already it's losing the edge. Already it's losing some of that kind of aniseedy vibe that I was getting, but it is still there, so it does make that smell a little bit like sweets, a little bit medicinal. Sort of fragrance that I actually like. It's well done, it's quite smooth, but I like the smell of it, but I don't think I would want to smell of it. I like to smell it, but not smell of it. Does that make sense? Yeah? Yeah, so there is something alluring about it though. There's a sort of sweetness to it that I do kind of like. I tell you now, the missus will not like that. I know that for a fact. Let's go for Habdan. Now, again, I think this is quite strong by all accounts. I mean, the juice has got some colour to it, which is always a kind of sign of strength. I'm going to put it on this arm. I'm going to sort of alternate. I'm going to end up smelling like a fucking whore's handbag. Right, let's go for here. I think I went in a bit too early. That is quite it's tickling my nose. It reminds me of the smell of a garden centre. I don't know what you call them in the US. Some kind of middle class mature people call them nurseries here. I don't know where that comes from, but yeah, like a garden centre. It's got this kind of green floral, yeah, like herby. kind of like, it reminds me of walking through a garden centre, but like the bit that's normally at the end of the garden centre or before to get into the main building. In the UK, you normally have to walk past all the flowers and all the plants outside, like the outside bit, before you get into the main building, the garden centre. I'm of the age now where I like going to a garden centre, kills a bit of time, and they often have cafes with good cake. Yeah, that's really what that reminds me of. It's got this green kind of herbal freshness to it, which is nice. It's refreshing, but it's a garden centre. So yeah, not what I was imagining for that one. Right, let's go for some Percival. I'm gonna go this forearm now. Oh wow, I think that smells nice so far. So let's give it a moment. Oh, okay. So this is Percival. There's a very manly, kind of alpha manly freshness to this. But there's it's a little bit metallic to me. Just a little bit. Of three, I think it's the safest one. But it's nice, but it doesn't excite me. It's not got something. Now, any regular viewers know that I bum Leighton quite hard. I've recently realised that it's only me and my mates that use that expression, I think. But basically, I I big up Leighton quite a lot because I love Leighton. It's got everything for me. It's going to be my signature scent basically because it's got some lovely freshness in the top and it's got some lovely alluring sweetness and it performs really well. I love Leighton. It's got all the things I love in fragrance. So basically, it'd be interesting to see if anything can compare with that. Now, this is, I'd say, easily got the versatility, and it is kind of signature scent worthy. It's quite safe, it's quite clean, but it's not got that alluring sort of subtle sweetness that Leighton's got. It's got something that kind of pulls you in. I think Leighton, you can wear it in the office and on a date. This, I think, is fresh and clean, and you can wear it in the office, but I don't think it's sexy. I don't think it's got a sexy vibe. It's not got anything alluring about it. It reminds me of a little bit like something that just a guy in his 30s or 40s might wear in the office. Dare I say, it reminds me a little bit of something like Mont Blanc. It's got that same sort of metallic vibe that I get from Mont Blanc Legend. It's not got the same kind of sort of red apple and stuff, but well, I say that. Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Mont Blanc Legend. It's not worth the money, that, for me, unfortunately. So yeah, that's that does really remind me of kind of Mont Blanc Legend. Anyway, let's go for Kalan. So I'm really intrigued to kind of try this. This, I think, split people quite a lot. Now, Marcus, I mentioned this one to Marcus. Now, what he said to me is, whatever you're expecting, it won't be. He said it's really quite kind of, I think, peppery or spicy in the top. So you sort of brace yourself, it kind of catches you off guard, but you sort of, he said he learnt to love it. He said, you know, you almost power through that kind of opening that's a bit kind of like, bloody hell, it's a bit much. And then he actually sort of fell in love with this. So I'm intrigued. So let's try Kalan. I'm going to go up here on my ever decreasing bicep as I've not been to the gym probably in 4 months. So get the tats out for the boys. Not get much out of this yet. Fucking hell, he wasn't wrong. Oh, fuck. Ooh. Oh, fuck. Okay, It's already losing some of that edge, so perhaps I went in a bit early. I think, again, it might be the power of suggestion for markets, but I think that will settle down and be sort of a lot more balanced. Because it was like really quite harsh in the opening, it's already lost some of that now. And there's a sort of quite a nice spice to it. It's definitely more of an autumn, wintry type of fragrance. I think that'll work quite well in autumn. I imagine wearing that on like sort of autumnal walks, like through the forest. There's a kind of spiciness to it. It's almost like nutty. It's nice, but again, to me, doesn't have the sexy, alluring sweetness of Leighton. I know I'm a basic bitch. I know you're all going, oh, for fuck's sake, just try. And I know that, but you know what? I don't care. It's settling down now. I'm going to try and come back to that one, I think, because I think that one's going to smell a lot better. I'm running out of space. I'll end up doing something on my freaking smelling my toes in a minute. Right, so we've got Galloway. Now, I think from memory, this is quite fresh. I think it's fresh and green, isn't it? We're going to go up on this bicep now. You might notice that my right bicep is slightly bigger than my left one. That's just genetics. There's nothing to do with anything else. Might have sprayed a bit much there. Yeah, because my arm is now wet. My God, trouble is I'm going to end up getting like a bit nose drunk. Okay, that's nice. That's got some real nice freshness to it. Trouble is my biceps. I need to do like a chicken thing. That's got a nice kind of like sort of minty freshness to it. That I can imagine being quite refreshing on a holiday maybe. Yeah, I imagine kind of like holiday abroad, maybe evening drinks by the sort of pool, by the bar. There's a sort of mintiness to it, but it's like a green freshness, like that you might, if there's no mint in it, it's kind of like that you might get from mint, like a green sort of freshness. That is, again, one of the more safer ones that we're trying here, I would say. Like it, fresh, clean. Like I say, could easily wear that abroad, hot weather, by the pool, during the day, even in the evenings, kind of getting drinks. It reminds me a little bit of like a, again, I'm getting the mint because the place it's putting me is holiday abroad, sunny weather, but maybe either during the day or in the evening, early evening, having a mojito by the pool in the sun, and the mojito obviously has got crushed mint in it. So that's what it's the kind of vibes that I'm getting and the images. I know Chris at the channel Fragmental loves Carlisle. I think it's his favourite from the house, don't know. I went in a bit early, but that's nice. That's really nice. Oh, it's definitely, God, it's quite like rich and sort of boozy, and there's tobacco in it, isn't there? That is clearly a winter scent, clearly something that, again, in lovely cold weather, it's kind of, there's like a, I don't know if I've not got any of the notes in front of me, I've not done any prep, I just wanted to do this quite raw, quick and almost unedited. I didn't intend to do this as a continuous cut, but that's what I've done. But there's something kind of really rich and warming and boozy about that. And that is, I can imagine when it's a really cold winter, if it's like bonfire night or something, fireworks, that's going to be really warming. But I think that's the sort of fragrance you have to wear with caution. Like, well, not wear with caution, wear with respect, consideration. You're not going to go, you know, if you go too heavy on that, it's going to be dangerous. But I can see why Chris would love this. Out of all these fragrances, if I had to pick Chris's favourite, I would say that was his. I mean, that is good. I do really like that, but I still prefer Leighton. So there you go, that's my first impressions of these fragrances, and it is very much a first impression, so do bear that in mind before you start beasting me or berating me for whatever. I'm sure they all develop and change. This is just my first impressions. I think the safest one is Percival. It's a very nice, fresh fragrance, but it's quite unexciting, and it really does remind me of Mont Blanc Explorer. It's got that same sort of metallic vibe, and yeah, it certainly reminds me of Mont Blanc Explorer. I don't know why. So for me, it definitely doesn't warrant the cost when you could get Mont Blanc Explorer for a fraction of the price. I think my favourite is Galloway. There's something interesting about it. It's fresh, it's clean, it's and there's something interesting. That sort of minty freshness is interesting. Actually, I'm sure a lot of you say it's safe and boring, and it is a safe fragrance, but I like it. There's something going on there, and it's different to a lot of my other freshies. So yeah, I think Galloway is my favourite, but obviously Carlisle is definitely good. It's definitely, now it's settled down a little bit as well. That is a lovely winter fragrance, so I can see why it gets some love. I do feel like you might be able to get something similar for less money though, that's all I'm saying. But there you go. Thank you for watching. I do really appreciate it. If you haven't already done so, do subscribe. It helps me. I'm on the road to 3,000 subscribers. And yeah, if you got anything out of this video, give it a like. That'd be good. Thanks for watching, and I will see you for the next video. Take care. Much love.